welcome to Revelations Through Language, the channel where we look into the deeper meanings behind the phrase and words that we use today through the lens of faith. Come with me as we embark on a journey to discover the truth.
Hi all, welcome back to Revelations Through Language. Thank you for joining me for another episode. So today's episode, we're going to be focusing on language and the importance of being able to communicate and the true meaning of intelligence. So this revelation or this thought was sparked many months ago when I was reading. So for me, when I have these thought processes and these thoughts, it's either through reading or praying, meditating, or having conversations with my loved ones or people I just interact with on a day-to-day. And this came from reading a book. So I was reading a book by Viktor E. Frankl. It's called A Man's Search for Meaning, which I'll actually put in the description below. Great book, really recommend it. And the book is around a survivor in the Holocaust, so during the Second World War, who survived a concentration camp. And in one of these excerpts of the book and one of his anecdotes about his experiences in the camp, he talks about trying to communicate with another prisoner who spoke an unintelligible language. And unintelligible is just a polite way of saying nonsense. So what the person was saying made no sense. It was nonsense, but the polite way of saying that is unintelligible. And when I read that, that's when I started to think, and I started looking at the word intelligent from unintelligible. And I realized, obviously, if something that's unintelligible, it means it doesn't move from one person to the other, so the information is void. And then that's when I looked at the word intelligent and realized once again there's three words in here and started to break it down. So when I broke down the word intelligent, it consists of three words, as I've mentioned. So we've got the intel, we've got to tell, and then we've got the agent. So when I broke it down, intel is obviously the information itself. Tell is the ability to communicate or to transfer. And then an agent is an instrument or medium, or in this case, a person. So if you're communicating with another human, that human is the medium. And with the agent, me and a colleague that I was relaying this to had a bit of back and forth because he was saying that, oh, agent is a bit of a stretch from gent. And then I corrected him happily. I just said to him, when you think about it, when you're describing someone who's gent or a gent, we don't say gent. We describe them as an agent. So we say, oh, if this man is a gentleman, we say, oh, Sam's a gentleman. Oh, Sally's a gentlewoman. We don't say gents, so therefore agent. The tell is pretty straightforward. But then the intel part, and this is where we confuse the meaning of intelligence. So typically, when we talk about someone being intelligent, we conflate that with someone holding information. But if someone has information, that just makes them knowledgeable. But someone who has information but doesn't share or is not able to transfer it to tell, then that information is useless because it doesn't move anywhere and you can't do anything with it. So hence why the ability for an agent to tell or to transfer the information is what actually makes you intelligent. And even now as well, a lot of people measure intelligence based on your IQ and your EQ. So the I being your intelligence and the E being emotional. And then the Q in both of them stands for quotient, which is obviously a form of speech to quote. So even that adds further weight, that the ability to transfer and to speak information and move it across to other agents is the true mark of intelligence. And people who have the ability of language, so if we're looking at it from a biblical perspective or a faith-based perspective, that's where the Bible talks about the power of the tongue. So tongue just means language. So those who can speak language very well and they're able to transfer information are often the ones in society that we look up to the most because they have the most influence, because they're able to transfer the information from agent to agent. So you look at the people of our times that are the most revered, you look at the writers, the poets, the musicians of today, those are the ones who are able to communicate and get their point across. So also another reason why we say to get your point across, because you're moving it from agent to agent. Hence why it's very important where you consume information from, and especially from the people who have the ability to speak in tongues or languages. Those are the people that hold the most influence. And depending who you're following, what information that person's giving you, you follow someone who provides good information. They can give you all all the information in the world and lead you to amazing places. But you follow the wrong person and they can lead you to a mighty fall and to your demise. So quoting from the book of Proverbs, which obviously pro and verbs is literally the book of words in the Bible, and what known as one of the wisdom books and my personal favorite book in the Bible. Proverbs 18 20 to 21 reads, "From the fruit of a man's mouth, his stomach is satisfied. He is satisfied by the yield of his lips. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit." So it's very important we watch and we're mindful of who we follow, and we use our ability of discernment or our judgment, because those who have the gift of tongue or languages, when someone has that ability, we say that they've mastered the language. So they can literally use their mastery of that language to influence people and to sway people and tell people where to go. So hence why the Bible talks about using your discernment and your judgment to make sure that you're following the right people, because as the Bible says, you can't follow two masters.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. In the meantime, check out some of my other deep dives. Until the next one, God bless.